All right, we'd like to welcome you all to our fun online school board meeting. So just first off, all the board members are here except for Bill Schultz, and he'll be joining us later. So we'd like to call the meeting to order, and the next item is the adoption of the agenda. And I will take a motion to adopt the agenda.
So moved, Jennifer.
Second, Samantha.
I have a first and second. All in favor, roll call. Quincy.
Ken.
Aye.
Jennifer.
Aye.
Samantha.
Aye.
Courtney.
Aye.
Thank you.
Woohoo! All right. Discussable and possible action to approve the board meeting minutes dated April 7th, 2020 and April 28th, 2020.
I move to.
I'll take a motion.
Samantha.
Second, Jennifer.
I have a first and second. All in favor?
Ken.
Aye.
Jennifer.
Aye.
Samantha.
Aye.
Courtney.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, that leads us to the superintendent's report. Dr. Berry.
President Bragg, members of the board and community members, I have about 5 or 6 announcements I'd like to take you through, starting with the area of student success. Wanted to let everyone know that the Arizona State Seals of Arts Proficiency will be awarded to about 15 Queen Creek High School seniors this year as they get their graduation diploma. This is the first year of the seal, and it's awarded by the state's Department of Education. The seal is in recognition of students' achievements in music, dance, visual arts, theater, and media arts. Typically, seniors present their fine arts capstone project at a live event. Because of the COVID-19 shutdown and the pandemic, that was not possible. So this year, the Bulldogs had to present their work digitally in the form of a website due to the school closures. But we're very proud of these seniors, so it's just great news to see that. Next, I would like to talk about some exceptional personnel areas. We had last week was a Teacher Appreciation Week, and to all the Queen Creek teachers and educators, even when the instruction is more complicated with online learning and as everything's turned virtual, I want to just explain that we're very proud of them. They continue to build connections and with students and families. They're engaging our young students, and it goes to show that our educators are committed to serving our students under any circumstance. I also want to shout out to our child nutrition department. Since the schools started, or since the closure, they've served over 201,000 meals, which comes to about 41,000 meals per week. And last week, I believe it was Fox Channel 10 did a featured event on Dustin and the child nutrition department. It was just great. It got a ton of viewers, and really a testament to the good work of the department and Dustin and all the support he receives from the volunteers. And Mr. Bragg, you've even been out there to volunteer to serve meals. Thank you. But it's just a kind of a cool story to tell. Next, I would like to recognize some good things in our operations and systems. Last week, we launched an online enrollment plan, and for the first week, we already have seen about 42 new enrollments. This is coming from Crystal. Those are not all entered into the system at this point, but I would like to thank our business and operations department and Crystal for fast tracking this effort. Online enrollment gives parents and guardians the flexibility to upload documents and enroll students from the comfort of their own computer at their home. Next, safe and healthy environment. The school buildings may be closed, but our teachers and staff are still practicing Queen Creek expectations. In fact, this past week had a pretty nice PBIS training virtually. The topic was how to support our students through bullying prevention. So that was the topic, is what is bullying, how do we address it, and how do we prevent it from happening throughout all of our classrooms? And it was very well received. And then last announcement is on effective partnerships. I want to always recognize those great things that our community does to give back. And most recently, we had community members asking what they could do to support our seniors. And this week you will see a giant banner, I'm talking giant, donated by our community members that says, "Congratulations, Queen Creek High School class of 2020. The community of Queen Creek is so proud of you." This banner is going to be hung from a school bus and put on display at the Queen Creek High School parking lot. And it's just a great testament to the way our community rallies around our schools and our students. So President Bragg, that concludes my superintendent report.
Thank you very much. That's awesome. Okay, that moves us into a very special section of our meeting today, and that is the recognition of our employees. And we're going to start out with the Years of Service Awards. So we can roll that presentation.
Each year, we honor employees that have worked for the district for a number of years. Our employees that have worked for 5 years will be recognized at their sites in a staff meeting. Tonight, it's my honor to recognize our employees that have worked for Queen Creek Unified School District for 10, 15, 20, and 25 years. First, I would like to recognize those individuals who have worked for Queen Creek Unified School District for the last 10 years. Meredith Alanese, Anita Inslee, Kevin Fairhurst, Terry Fettner, Kevin Honey, Trevor Lane, Donna Langacre, Joan Maxwell, Myrna Perez, Carol Rasick Zamora, Deborah Welch. Next, I would like to recognize employees with 15 years of experience in Queen Creek Unified School District. Lourdes Amaro, Martha Atilano, Timothy Collins, Erica Copeland, Troy Gibson, Irene Gray, Fernando Ibarra, Kevin Johnson, Seneca Johnson, Maria Martinez, Jennifer McDonald, Paul Reynolds, Sonia Ruiz, Deborah Short, Shauna Shreve, Timothy Warnock, Brian Webster, Michelle Wilson, Rocky Wong, James Ziegler. We are delighted to honor your dedicated service and commitment to this school district. The success of Queen Creek Unified School District is a direct result of your efforts and dedication. On behalf of the Governing Board, it is with great pride and admiration that we congratulate you on your 10 and 15 years of service. Today we celebrate you and we look forward with great expectancy to many more good years to come. Next, I would like to recognize employees with 20 years of experience. Stacy Bowser, Julie Oster, Karen Pierce Batts, Susan Perez. Thank you so much for your 2 decades of hard work and dedication, not only making the district a great organization, but most importantly, serving our students. Congratulations on 20 years. We look forward to many more with you. Next, I would like to recognize employees with 25 years of experience in the district. Kylie Bean, Heather Hilland. We are so very impressed with your quarter-of-a-century service to this district. Your example to those around you and dedication have made this district what it is today, from a little farming community to one of the top districts in the state. Thank you so much. Personally, I'd like to thank you because each of you has taught my children over those 25 years and numerous others. On behalf of the Queen Creek Unified School District Governing Board, we congratulate all of you on your years of service. Thank you.
All right. Next up we're moving to the retiree video. I'm honored to share a video about each of our retirees featuring messages from their supervisors. Go ahead, Luke.
Mr. Taki, he is a true member and will always be a true member of this QCE family. He has an amazing ability to develop strong relationships with students and family. He creates an environment where students want to succeed and show him that they are able to succeed. They are excited to share with him. He also has an amazing sense of humor. He knows when it is the right moment to play a practical joke or take one in stride. Many of our staff and students have memories of decorating his classroom unexpectedly for his birthday. Our QCE family loves Mr. Taki, and he is truly going to be missed. We wish you the best of luck on your retirement. You definitely deserve the best. Goodbye, Mr. Taki. Thank you for all your years of service.
16 years ago, Vicki Conley joined the QCUSD family. She started her career at Desert Mountain Elementary School as a registrar and is ending it at Sossaman as our beloved health aide. From the moment I met Vicki, I knew that she was a perfect fit for Sossaman. Her kind and gentle demeanor brings students into her office in droves, and if you don't believe me, just open up her door and check out the line of students waiting to see her. We often tease Vicki, and we tell her that we believe that some of our students may be feigning illness just so that they can come in, hang out, chat, and get some TLC. Although we're sad to see Vicki leave, we are so excited for her to start her new journey. Great luck, Vicki. We will miss you tremendously.
This video is for Helen Lytle, who is a kindergarten teacher at Francis Brandon Pickett and has been here since January 4th of 1999. Francis Brandon Pickett will not be the same without you. The daily care and support you brought our entire community is unmatched and will never be forgotten. You've been here since the school opened and have been one of the pioneers for shaping our amazing school. Thousands of students have benefited from having been in your class, and they are better people as a result. I'm so grateful for having worked with you the last 2 years. You have a tireless work ethic, and my level of respect could not be any higher. Thank you for all you've done for so many for so long. You'll be so greatly missed. This one is for Jeannie Morgan, who is a 4th grade teacher and has been in the district since 2002. Jeannie, thank you for all you've done for FBPE. Over your time here, you've taught different grade levels, served on countless committees and clubs. You take great care of our students and community, and I personally thank you for the support you have shown me since the beginning. I'm excited for you in this next chapter of your life, but please remember your Francis Brandon Pickett family and know you will be missed. You've been a blessing to Mustang Nation. Thank you for all that you've done for us. And this is for Dana Sandlin, who was the nurse or has been the nurse at our school since 2007. Dana, thank you for taking such good care of our kids for so long. I'm going to miss seeing you roam the halls in search of a student who's forgotten their medication or the line you get built up during lunchtime. I appreciate the positive attitude you always had, even in tough situations. Thank you for your support for me as well as our school and our district. Our students were in good hands with you, and you will be greatly missed. Enjoy your retirement, and thank you for all that you've done.
On behalf of myself and the entire GPA community, I'd like to extend a warm and sincere congratulations to Mrs. Tracy Fuller. Tracy has been teaching kindergarten here for the past 5 years, is such a huge part of everything that we do. Has been very impactful to not only her students, of course, but her families and our staff members as well. She has such a warm and calming presence on people. And because of that, she's somebody that people often come to for support and advice on things. Tracy is a wonderful human being and a tremendous teacher.
Nurse Terry, thank you for your unparalleled love and care for our students and staff. You have meant the world to so many students and staff for taking care of us when we needed a Band-Aid, had a broken bone, were fighting the flu, had lice, upset stomach, needed a nose cleaned, needed a change of clothes, and most importantly, when we had a broken heart. You're always there for us when we needed you most. You're one in a million. and we do not know what we're going to do without you. We love you and we'll miss you.
Miss Sanford is retiring from Jack Barnes Elementary, and she will always be remembered as a true professional who went above and beyond to help students, our school, and the entire district. Teresa began her employment with Queen Creek Unified as a one-on-one nurse for a student with special education needs. She returned to college to complete her bachelor's degree in nursing and realized that she was interested in working as a special education teacher. So she enrolled in the Teacher in Residence program and began her teaching career. Teresa was not only a great nurse in our district, but she took the extra time and effort to become an excellent special education teacher. She truly cares about her students and their families, and it shows in her work ethic, dedication, and caring demeanor. Mrs. Sanford will be missed by her students and parents and by everyone whose life she touched. Teresa made Queen Creek a better place, and we all wish her well in her retirement.
I just want to take this opportunity to congratulate Ms. Huber, who was a valuable teacher in Queen Creek Unified School District for 18 years. She'll be remembered as a professional who went above and beyond to meet the needs of her students. Ms. Huber was not only passionate about science, but was even more passionate about creating a positive rapport with students so that they felt safe and comfortable in her classroom. Ms. Huber was a tremendous colleague and always placed the needs of others in front of her own. Thank you, Ms. Huber, for being a valuable teacher, colleague, and friend to many. We wish you the absolute best of luck in your retirement. We are proud to have had Mr. Vanny on our team for the past 3 years serving as our security guard. Mr. Vanny was an extremely dependable staff member who was always willing to help in any capacity. As principal, it is critical to have staff members on your team who just get things done that need to get done, and Mr. Vanny was always that staff member. There was never a job too big or a job too small for Mr. Vanny. Even more impressive was the fact that he would get the job done efficiently and with a positive attitude. Mr. Vanny enjoyed working, he had a positive influence on many of our students, and we will miss him. In addition to all the hard work he did on our campus, he also contributed by being an athletic coach. We wish Mr. Vanny the absolute best in his retirement, and we certainly wish him good luck as he continues to travel to Alaska each summer to catch hundreds of thousands of pounds of salmon. Best of luck to you, Mr. Vanny, and congratulations on your retirement. Miss Burkhart is now retiring for the 3rd time in the last 4 years. Just last year, I stood at the podium in the boardroom and congratulated her on her retirement. However, during the school year, we lost our orchestra teacher, and she was quick to step up and save the program. After teaching for 34 years, Miss Burkhart was willing to travel between 3 schools for one simple reason. She loves teaching orchestra. Miss Burkhart has a passion for education and cares about her students. Unfortunately, the pandemic prevented our orchestra program from competing at the Aboda Festival, but we're all very proud of the progress she and her students demonstrated. In addition to being a quality teacher, Miss Burkhart was a terrific colleague and a friend to many. Miss Burkhart, I doubt this is going to be your last retirement, but I want to congratulate you on behalf of our entire campus and school district. Congratulations, Miss Burkhart. Mr. Pollock finishes the final 2 years of his 33-year teaching career at Queen Creek Middle School, and we were very fortunate to have him on our staff. In his first year, he led our symphonic band to their first ever Superior with Distinction rating at the Aboda Festival, the highest rating possible. Unfortunately, QCMS was scheduled to compete at the Aboda Festival the week after spring break, and our competition was ultimately canceled. However, Mr. Pollock was quick to point out that his students had an unbelievable year and that they, as a band, grew tremendously, which is ultimately most important. Mr. Pollock had a passion for music and an even greater passion for teaching. In his short time on campus, he was quickly recognized as one of our hardest working teachers who arrived early, stayed late, and often was on campus during holidays and on weekends to meet and work with students who wanted to better their skills. Mr. Pollock pursued excellence in all capacities And while we're certainly going to miss him, we know that he's going to be perfecting his handicap on the golf course, and we wish him nothing but the best of luck in his retirement. Congratulations, Mr. Pollock.
Kylie Bean has been a coach at Queen Creek High School since 1992, and she started teaching here a couple years later. I personally was lucky enough to meet Coach Bean in 1999 when I came to Queen Creek High School for a teaching internship while I was still a student at ASU. I know how blessed I was to learn from someone like her, and I know I am not the only one. This is what some of her longtime colleagues have shared. Kylie is incredibly creative and is a great friend, someone who truly listens, and she is dedicated to her students and approaches each school year like it's her first with unmatched passion and energy. Kylie has helped me become the teacher I am, and now, like her, I not only have the highest expectations for my students, but for myself as well. Marisol Lechner, who was hired the same year as Kylie, shared her first impressions of when they first met. Marisol writes, "I remember thinking, wow, what a force. I don't even know her, but she was loud and opinionated and just told it like it was. But you could see that she had a love for her students, a love for the game, a love for teaching, and a love for life. I didn't even know her, and she had me loving her. I've been teaching for 28 years now, but I will never be able to surpass her creativity and gumption." And to close, I will share a message from former Queen Creek High School student and current teacher at Queen Creek High School, Martha Atalano. "Coach Bean is how I addressed her the first time we met my freshman year of high school on the basketball court. And Coach Bean, she continues to be. I love that I can say that I have known her since back in the day, and now as a colleague and as a friend. The impact she has made on my life has been enormous. Coach was there to help mold me in high school 29 years ago. She was there for me when I began teaching and coaching basketball 20 years ago at the middle school level, and she was there for me when I began at the high school 6 years ago. She has coached me through so many levels of life. I admire her character and integrity. She takes a student's strength and helps them build it. She is genuine in her approach. She tells you what you need to know and how it needs to be done. Working alongside her on the leadership team was Bulldog Pride at its finest. The campus feel definitely won't be the same without Coach, but knowing she will be enjoying retirement brings joy. Thanks for everything, Coach." Sandra Juniper only taught at Queen Creek High School for 1 year, but she brought with her a passion for teaching the whole child. Here's what a few of her colleagues shared about Sandra. Sandra was a team player. She was always willing to share her lessons with the team and had a wealth of knowledge of the standards. She shared her mindfulness information with the staff, which has helped me to reduce stress. Her kind and calm demeanor was an asset in the English department. Sandy was always focused on teaching the holistic child. I appreciate the fact she wanted to ensure mindfulness and a peaceful classroom environment. Caring for her students' mental and emotional health was a vital part of each daily lesson. Even though she was only here for 1 year, Queen Creek High School will miss Sandra's passion for helping students and wish her the best. Joe Hunsaker first started teaching at Queen Creek High School in 2011. He is known for having a very calming presence and is truly someone who will always think of others first. You can count on him to give you an honest answer when asked a question, even when he knows it's not what you really want to hear. However, it's always delivered in a genuinely kind way, often reminding me of a parable, clear and simple with a deep meaning. I think fellow Queen Creek High School teacher Frank Ruiz best describes him as a taller version of Yoda. Other coworkers have described Joe as being someone who's the true embodiment of do the right thing even when no one's watching. He loves people wholeheartedly, and I will always remember Joe when I see Thin Mints and Christmas lights. It's true, Joe's amazing Christmas light displays have become a family tradition for many Queen Creek High School families. His calming presence will be missed on the Queen Creek High School campus, but we're excited for him to enjoy more time with his family and church during his retirement. And last but not least, we're going to end the same way Joe ended most of his classes, with usually some great advice and a reminder, don't forget to wear your seatbelts.
That is awesome. So great. Good luck to all of you. On behalf of the governing board, we have a token of our appreciation that we will mail you. We want to thank you for your dedication to the Queen Creek Unified School District and our students. We wish you only the best in your future endeavors, and it's a huge loss that you're leaving. So congratulations and thank you so much. All right. at this point, do any of the other board members want to say anything?
I just want to echo what you said, just thanking everybody for all of their service and for choosing Queen Creek Unified School District. You've made this place amazing, and so many of you are going to be very missed. So thank you for everything.
Yes, I agree. I just want to say that we are so lucky to have had so many great teachers for such a long time, and we really appreciate them, but are excited for them in their future retirement.
All right. And with that, we will move on to the consent agenda. I will take a motion.
I move to take the consent agenda in its entirety. Jennifer?
Second, Samantha.
All right, I have first and second. All in favor, Quincy. I think she's muted, so I'll say Ken is aye.
Jennifer, aye.
Samantha, aye. Courtney, aye.
Thank you.
Sorry about that. I had you on.
You're okay. You're okay. No biggie. All right. Next is our action items. And before we go to action items, I just want to say that the governing board would like to thank everyone who's donated to the Queen Creek Unified School District schools, and the generous support of our schools and district is greatly appreciated. So thank you everyone who's made donations. Okay. So action items. A, discussion and possible action to approve the purchase and installation of a security and life safety system at Queen Creek Middle School. Dr. Strom.
President Bragg, members of the board, this is an action item for the purchase and installation of a camera system according to the scope of work that's outlined in the attachment. That camera system provides us with the security we need at Queen Creek Middle School. It'll be the first full-fledged camera system that Queen Creek Middle School has ever had. It'll help us with ensuring that our students that we're going to introduce to that campus at Queen Creek Virtual Academy remain in their portion of the campus, and helps us monitor that campus on a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week basis. Recommend approval.
All right. Does anyone have any questions?
Just a quick question. I'm not sure. Does Noel Barney Junior High also have one of these camera systems?
Newell Barney does have a camera system. It is dated, and that action item is on this agenda and coming up. So you will see that later.
Let's see. Anyone else? All right, with that, I'll take a motion.
I move to approve the purchase and installation of a security and life safety system in the amount not to exceed $97,720 at Queen Creek Middle School.
I second. Courtney.
All right, I have a first and second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye, Samantha.
I led us astray there. Is anyone a nay? Quincy, did you get that?
They're muted.
You're muted. Okay.
Everybody
So now,
except for Courtney's.
I'm an aye.
Okay, thank you.
all right. Second read and possible action to approve the new purchasing policy, DJA, delegation of purchasing. Crystal.
President Bragg, members of the governing board, this is a new policy DJA. The first read was brought to you back in March 3rd, and this particular policy will precede all procurement policies that we currently have. Simply put, it delegates authority for the determination of using the RFP process, which we frequently use in this growing district. And it delegates the authority to use that process to a superintendent or their designee. This does not change the procedures or eliminate procurement steps. other than allowing the Business Services Department to issue proposals sooner, which allows more time to review and provide a recommendation to the governing board. It's a step in which many other districts utilize the superintendent to approve that process for efficiency and expediency. The full transparency of the process and documentation will continue to be a part of our procurement priority, and all awards and approvals will continue to be the governing board's discretion. So basically, it's just streamlining the process, allows us to get those RFPs out there sooner. All of the full authority still rests with the governing board for approval, and I'd be happy to take any questions that you might have.
I don't have any questions. I just wanted to do some clarifying for those that are watching. Just some questions that I had and some things that we figured out. But basically, the only thing that this changes is just the legwork ahead of time to get things done. So, for example, during COVID-19, there are a lot of subcontractors that are available to do a lot of the projects we would have done in all of our schools since kiddos aren't there right now. But the way that we currently have it, you would have to come to this meeting, ask for it, and then wait again. And so basically, you would have to ask to make the request to find out the information. So all it does is take out the step of having to ask to get permission to request a bid. And instead now you just come to us with the bid. So it doesn't change anything monetarily. It doesn't change any of those decisions. The only thing it changes is that you don't have to come to ask to even get a bid on something, but you're still following all of the same rules that you always have. Is that all correct?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Thank you.
Yep, that's correct.
All right. So with that, I'll take a motion.
I move to approve the new purchasing policy DJA, delegation of purchasing. Samantha?
I second, Courtney.
Ken?
I have a first and second. All in favor? Ken is aye.
Jennifer?
Aye.
Samantha?
Aye.
And Courtney?
Aye.
Thank you.
Is Bill with us?
He is not.
Not yet.
Okay. All right. I thought I heard a car going. All right. So next is item C, discussion and possible action to approve the purchase and installation of a security and life safety system at Newell Barney Middle School.
President Bragg, members of the board, this item is essentially the same item as Queen Creek Middle School. I will tell you, with approval of this item, we will have a brand new security and camera system at Eastmark High. We recently redid the security and camera system at Queen Creek High last year. You just approved the camera system at Queen Creek Middle, and this puts the finishing touches on all of our secondary systems having a Vigilon camera system. The unification of that Vigilon camera system then allows people like Dr. Monroe, Mrs. Copeland, to monitor campuses even from a remote location like the district. And this is recommended for approval. I will tell you on a personal note, there were a couple of times this year that due to the age of the camera system at Newell Barney, we ran into issues where we couldn't get the granularity on the screen that we needed in an investigation. And this will help us get to the point where when investigations occur, we can get the granularity we need to get the details and facts we need so Dr. Monroe's office can deal with disciplinary procedures that they need to deal with. Recommend approval, sorry.
Great. Is there any questions? All right. Without any questions, I'll take a motion.
I move that we purchase and install a security and life safety system according to the scope of work outlined in the attached quote within QCUSD through 1 GPA contract number 1604P-03 in the amount not to exceed $110,845.
Second, Samantha.
All right. I have a first and second. All in favor?
Ken?
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Samantha?
Aye.
Courtney?
Aye.
All right. Item D, discussion and possible action to approve the top 5 proposed issues to be considered for the 2021 Arizona School Board Association political agenda.
Okay, Mr. Bragg and Governing Board. The Arizona School Board, as you know, the Arizona School Board Association is an organization that represents and advocates for the state's governing boards and students. And each year, a delegate assembly is held, and this year is your opportunity to influence the agenda based on the top 5 priority issues that you have. So now you have the opportunity to discuss and vote on those 5 priorities. You have the option of keeping the same 5 as you submitted last year, or adding or changing those priorities. So I will then submit on your behalf, so you can discuss that now.
Okay, so does anyone feel strongly about, sorry about that, but if you feel strongly about any of them, go ahead and speak up.
One that I like that we had from last time was provide new school construction funding for site acquisition, design, and construction before existing schools exceed their maximum capacity and become overcrowded. I still feel like that one's really apparent in our district, and that's important for us.
Hear, hear.
I agree. I think the second one that I liked the most was to maximize state funding for nationally and locally competitive salaries to attract, recruit, and retain talented teachers and staff. I think that's always important.
Definitely. I agree.
Yep. What do we think about full day kindergarten?
Yes, absolutely.
Definitely. I think we definitely still need to have that.
Okay, so that's 3, right?
Correct.
Are there 2 more that anyone feels strongly about?
I think restoring the district additional assistance funding faster than what they've got right now, I think that would be really helpful for us.
Does everyone agree with that?
Yeah.
Could you clarify, are you talking about the district additional assistance funding? Did you say that?
Yeah, accelerating the full restoration.
The
that's
DAA.
You still have 1 more, and you can also submit an additional one for consideration. So does anybody have a strong feeling for number 5?
I mean, what we had last year, I still feel like is with the CTE eligibility for 9th grade. I still feel like that's important. I don't know if there's something else that someone else feels more strongly about, but I feel like that one still works.
I agree with you, Samantha.
Okay, I have the top 5. If you would like to add any for an additional one, we are able to put an additional one up for consideration as well.
So one that I kind of thought would be helpful, I know for us, especially as a growing district, would be to change the override budget increase language just to better reflect what voters are actually being asked to support. I kind of thought that would be a really good one to add in.
Yeah, I like that.
I agree.
Is that something, Jen, you want to do instead of one of the others, or do you want that to be the 6th one?
I think that could be the 6th one. I know they are working on that right now. Several different avenues are working on that. So I think it'd be okay as the 6th one. I don't know that that would come above any of the ones that we already have.
Okay.
Okay, I have your top 5 with your additional 6th one. We can take a vote on those as discussed, like.
Yeah.
And so Quincy, when someone makes the motion, do they need to read all 5, or can they say as discussed earlier?
Discussed, because I have them all.
Okay, perfect. So I'll take a motion.
I motion to approve the top 5 proposed issues to be considered to the 2021 Arizona School Board Association political agenda. This is Courtney.
Second, Samantha.
I have a first and second. All in favor?
Ken.
Aye.
Jennifer.
Aye.
Samantha.
Aye.
And Courtney.
Aye.
Thank you. I will get those submitted to the ASBA on your behalf.
All right. Item E, discussion and possible action to revise the 2019-20 expenditure budget. Crystal.
You're on mute, Crystal.
All right, sorry guys. President Bragg, Governing Board, let me pull up my presentation for you this afternoon. This presentation is for the fiscal year 2019-20 revised number 2 expenditure budget. In accordance with our mission, priority areas, and goals, this presentation aligns with effective operations and systems, specifically through the optimizing of use of funds through fiscal responsibility and strategized use of resources through balanced planning. And the objective of this agenda item today is simply to revise the fiscal year 19-20 expenditure budget for adjustments to various fund and calculations, and I'll kind of go over some of those as I speak. Each of you should have also had a chance to review the expenditure budget that was attached to the agenda this afternoon, and I'll make reference to the page numbers. So most of you are pretty familiar with the budget timeline. We typically have an adopted budget in July. We then, as a growing district, will almost always be expected to do a December revision to the budget for adjustments to enrollment because that number changes so frequently here. And then finally, we typically have until May 15th of each year to revise our budget finally for the year. And so we are presenting this revised budget number 2, but I want to point out to the governing board that this year in particular, and this really doesn't happen very frequently, with the exception of when there are legislative changes or things that have happened that ultimately will affect our budget, and then they give us permission to revise our budget one last time, typically through June 30th. And this year we have until June 30th to final revise our budget. And that is specifically for the 1920 CARES Act revisions, which we have not received. So just to kind of give you a heads up, this revision does not take that into consideration because we don't yet have that information. So you will see another fiscal 1920 budget revision coming up next month. I like to show this chart each time I do a revision because that number just keeps growing each year. And so this is the current year. We have finally rested at our 100th day ADM at 8712. 6 years ago, that was at just over 5,000. So you can see where the numbers have jumped from one year to the next, especially from the 1920 fiscal year, where you can see that there's about a 1,500 ADM jump. So this year, specifically, the ADM impacts to the budget were pretty dramatic. I also like to talk about some of the factors that really contribute to and focus on the maintenance and operations fund budget, specifically the student enrollment, which is a huge component for our district. We have the ability to do capital transfers, which this district has gotten away from in recent years. There's the carry forward, which we hold at a very high priority in this district in maintaining some semblance of contingency funds. Any adjustments that the ADE might hand off legislation, which is what you're going to see with the CARES Act adjustments in June, tuition revenue, and I've already talked about student enrollment. So let's go on to, if you look at page 7, this is your maintenance and operations fund budget changes, and that is specifically lined out. If you look at the column revised 2, those numbers tie directly to page 7 of the budget and describe these elements that I just went over. So the top line is where all of your revisions for this budget revision are happening, and that is specifically an ADM adjustment because your numbers in ADM have grown since December. And we've had some slight increases to our transportation revenue control limit due to some miles that we were able to recoup, but most of that difference is due to ADM. So we received an overall general budget limit increase from December to current of just under $1 million. Moving right along to the capital budget, which is another one of our levy funds and also maintained by budgetary calculations, also tied to average daily membership. However, because the unrestricted capital budget does not tie to ADM from the current year, it ties to the prior year ADM. Those numbers don't change quite as much. We did have a slight adjustment to that calculation and district additional assistance due to some slight adjustments in ADM. Prop 123 always gets finalized right around this time, where we have a specific portion of that Prop 123 allocation that was divvied up to all school districts in the state. And so we have an addition of $518. And so overall, your capital budget limit increased by about $7,600. And then this is just an overview of the percent by category in the maintenance and operations budget. Again, roughly 68% goes to instructional, and that would include your teachers, counselors, media and special needs type people who interact daily with students. And then you can kind of see how it breaks down from there: general school administration, schools, central services, operations and maintenance, transportation, and food service and other, really such a small percentage that they don't occupy much of the budget at all. Just some other points of interest as part of the budget. Page 3 specifically focuses on the classroom site funds, or Prop 301. Page 4 is a detail of unrestricted capital out funds, or the DAW funds. Page 5 outlines the bond, SFB, and adjacent ways funds. And then page 6 is a culmination of federal and state grant funds, as well as some other funds such as their auxiliary, student activities, and debt service funds. And with that, I'd be happy to take any questions you might have.
Anyone? All right. Well, looks good. And with that, I'll take a motion. Not everyone at once.
I'll move to approve the revision of the 2019-20 expenditure budget. And this is Courtney.
Second, Jennifer.
I have a first and second. All in favor? Ken says aye.
Jennifer,
Aye.
Samantha,
Aye.
and Courtney.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, that moves to item F, discussion and possible action to approve purchasing authorization. Approve the utilization of SAVE cooperative contract number K19-20-14 awarded to Taylor's Flooring. Crystal.
President Bragg, members of the governing board, I have 6 agenda items on this afternoon's meeting, and they're all linked to one project or a culmination of projects of renovations. And I'm going to let Dr. Matt Strom talk a little bit specifically to what those are.
President Bragg, members of the board, we just want to remind you that we brought in a study session in February projects that needed to happen at Eastmark High School's campus and projects that needed to happen at Queen Creek High School's campus. We are grateful for the fact that our operations department and building and construction department went out and got quotes from a variety of and in reality, the ability to get some low carpet quotes at Queen Creek High School has placed us in a position where we can get a larger scope of work accomplished than we originally anticipated. This includes getting rid of some 15-year-old VCT tile and going to ground concrete. You'll see that procurement item in here. This also includes upgrading some technology services. The real compliment to this governing board and the management of the fiscal team here is that you're going to get 2 refresh cycles from a 2010 bond on technology, the original smart board installation that happened in 2011, and now a complete refresh in 2020 at Queen Creek High School with interactive flat panels. And there's very few districts that can hit 2 refresh cycles in a single technology bond. And this should carry us through 2026 to 2028 with technology in terms of interactive flat panels in classrooms for students. So these projects were brought to you in a study session. You guys gave us significant input and feedback on what you'd want to see done for the purposes of making sure our facilities down south are approached with an equitable lens for the things that are happening up north. And we continue to show progress in making sure that things are through a lens of equity, as evidenced by the camera systems at Queen Creek Middle School and Newell Barney Middle School as well. So we're hearing your feedback and going to work, and we're just happy that these projects fit within the scope and budget that we presented to you in February.
Yeah, so this particular item, Governing Board, is for the removal of the existing carpet in the classrooms and then the installation of new carpet tiles utilizing the Taylor's flooring contract under the SAVE cooperative. And I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
All right, are there any questions, board members? Okay, without any questions, I'll take a motion.
I move to approve the utilization of SAVE Cooperative Contract number K19-20-14 awarded to Taylor's Flooring for the purchase of carpeting at Queen Creek High School.
I second, Courtney.
All right, I got a first and second. All in favor? Ken says aye.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Aye.
Samantha,
Aye.
Courtney,
Aye.
and Mr. Schultz was trying to join the call. Are you there, Bill?
He's
Okay.
He's
attempting to get in.
He's attempting to get his audio to work, but he is on and he's given us a thumbs up. I'm not sure quite how to count that.
He did give us thumbs up.
Yeah,
Okay,
thumbs up.
Thank you, Bill.
So,
We'll take that.
Mr. Schultz, I don't know if Lucas, are you still on the channel here, Lucas? Okay. Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
No worries.
That's okay.
Okay, next, item G, discussion and possible action to approve purchasing authorization, approve the utilization of AZ State Cooperative Contract, blah, 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 awarded to CCS Presentation System. Crystal.
President Bragg, members of the Governing Board, this is the second of the 6 items for CCS presentations for the purchase of smartboards and audio enhancements at Queen Creek High School.
Any questions? All right, with that, I'll take a motion.
I move that we approve the utilization of AZ State Cooperative Contract ADSP 017-184594 awarded to CCS Presentation Systems.
Second, Samantha.
I have a first and second. All in favor? Ken is aye.
And Jennifer?
Aye.
Samantha?
Aye.
Courtney?
Aye.
And Mr. Schultz?
Aye.
Oh,
got it.
got
Thank
it.
you.
Awesome.
All right, awesome. Hi, Bill. Okay, next up is
President Bragg.
I apologize.
Yes.
I didn't make a motion on that last agenda item.
It was
I know,
Jennifer.
Jennifer, thank you. Got it.
Thank you, guys.
All right, so next up is discussion possible action to approve purchasing authorization, approve the utilization of Arizona State Cooperative Contract awarded to K-12.
President Bragg, members of the Governing Board, this is another state contract. We are asking to be awarded to K-12. for the purposes of purchasing marker boards and the relocation of some existing marker boards and tack boards for Queen Creek High School. And I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have.
All right, without any questions, I'll take a motion.
I motion that we approve the marker boards for Queen Creek High School.
I second,
I
Courtney.
think, do these go to more than Queen Creek High School? Was that too specific is my question.
It says for Queen Creek High School.
Okay, perfect. Then I have a first and second. All in favor? Ken says aye.
Okay, Jennifer,
Aye.
Samantha,
Aye.
Courtney,
Aye.
and Bill.
Aye.
Thank you.
Awesome. Moving along. Discussion and possible action to approve purchasing authorization. Approve the utilization of 1 GPA cooperative contract 19 PV-06 awarded to K-12. Crystal.
President Bragg, members of the governing board, this purchase is also for K-12, but it's under 1 GPA cooperative contract, and this is for the installation of the new blinds at Queen Creek High School.
Are there any questions? All right, without any questions, I'll take a motion.
I move to approve the utilization of 1 GPA cooperative contract 19 PV-06 to K-12 for blinds at Queen Creek High School. Samantha.
Second, Jennifer.
I have a first and second. All in favor? Ken says aye.
Thank you. Jennifer,
Aye.
Samantha,
Aye.
Courtney,
Aye.
Bill.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, item J, discussion and possible action to approve purchasing authorization. Approve the utilization of SAVE cooperative contract pound K9 K19-20-14 awarded to Taylor's Flooring. Crystal.
President Bragg, members of the governing board, this is also Taylor's Flooring, but for this contract, they will be utilizing the services of concrete grinding for Queen Creek High School. And again, I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
All right, without any questions, I will take a motion.
I move that we approve the utilization of SAVE cooperative contract K19-20-14 awarded to K-12 for the purchase of grinding services for Queen Creek High School.
Courtney, I second.
All right, and with that, I have first and second. All in favor? Ken says aye.
Jennifer,
Aye.
Samantha,
Aye.
Courtney,
Aye.
and Bill. Bill,
Aye.
thank you.
President
And
Bragg,
just for clarification, it says Taylor's Flooring up above, and then it says K-12 down below. So are they the same thing, or are they different?
they are different. That is an error that I was just going to chime in with. That you read Taylor's Flooring. That's what got approved, and that's who it's through. Is through Taylor's Flooring.
They read K-12. It was motion to K-12. It was not motion to Taylor's Flooring.
Okay, we need to revise that then.
All right, so I'll take a motion to approve Taylor's Flooring.
I motion that we approve pound K19-2014 awarding Taylor Flooring.
Second, Samantha.
I have a first and second. All in favor? Aye.
Jennifer, aye.
Samantha,
Aye.
Courtney,
Aye.
and Bill.
Aye.
Thank you. We apologize
All
for
right,
the
Kay.
President Bragg.
No worries.
President Bragg.
Yes.
Can I mention with the approval of all those prior consortium contracts, Mr. Lamb wanted to ensure the board knew that by not going through a GC, we see significant savings. So Mr. Lamb and Mr. Pace's offices are going to manage the contract work with these individual vendors, and that saves us approximately 10 to 15% on top of the fees associated. So it's a procurement method of ensuring that our own people manage the project and do the project management, and we get some savings on the backside by not using a GC.
Excellent. All right, that takes us to K, discussion and possible action to approve purchasing authorization, approve the utilization of one GPA cooperative contract 18-15 PV-11 awarded to Wrighton LLC. Crystal.
President Bragg, members of the governing board, this is the final of the request for purchasing contracts for the Queen Creek High School. And this one is for painting, signage, drywall patching services for through Wrighton LLC. And I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
What site?
All right, without any questions, go ahead. Did someone have one?
I did. What site is this at?
This is for Queen Creek High School as well.
Okay, all of those.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. I'll move to approve 1815 PV -11.
I second, Courtney.
All right, I have a first and second. All in favor? Aye.
Jennifer,
Aye.
Samantha,
Aye.
Courtney,
Aye.
and Bill.
Aye.
Thank you.
Awesome blossom. Okay, L, discussion and possible action to release a request for information on land parcels 304-66-008R, 304-66-008E, and 304-66008B. Dr. Strom.
President Bragg, members of the board, as you know, we're a growing district. While we are supposed to grow out to a district of between 15,000 and 20,000 students, including 14 to 17 schools. In growing out to that size, we know that we need to constantly examine where efficiencies might be better utilized by growing our ancillary services department areas. Right now, we're in a transportation yard that has about 80 fleet parking spaces, and in those fleet parking spaces, we're at capacity and we're parking on decomposed granite. We also have a warehouse that is not sized properly for a district of 15,000 to 20,000 students in the long run. And this RFI is essentially an opportunity to see from the development community and from any other municipality or any private corporation what is out there to help us grow our ancillary services infrastructure. We will open up this RFI, get responses from entities, and bring these back to the governing board in July and August to examine. It commits this governing board to doing essentially nothing. By Arizona Administrative Code, we're allowed to go out for RFI for services and materials, and this fits within the breadth of services and materials. We're just interested in hearing innovative and creative ideas. We met with Arizona State University on how they do housing projects with their Arizona State Education Foundation, and this is one of the solutions that they brought to us is, hey, go see what innovative ideas people can bring to you through an RFI process. These will be sealed proposals, and we will review them together with the governing board to see if we want to move on any item that's presented to us in alignment with Arizona Administrative Code, obviously, and Arizona Revised Statutes.
All right. If any of you want to have questions, are there any questions?
What types of innovative things are we talking about coming through these requests for informations on land parcels? Any examples?
Yeah. So, I mean, I'll give you the Arizona State University example out of the gate. what they were able to do was they were able to take advantage of issue with taxing parcels. They were able to sell parcels to private entities who developed them. They were then able to get the parcel back so that they don't have to pay property taxes, because ASU is an educational entity in the state of Arizona, a political subdivision. And that is how they built housing for students. A very innovative approach to building housing for students. In our case, we're open to anything from exploring land swaps to exploring ground leases to exploring whether there's a partnership where a private company and it comes up and sets up shop on our land with us, and we have some sort of partnership in that venture. So there's a variety of different ideas. We don't want to limit anyone's freedom to submit creative and innovative solutions, but those are some examples of what we could see submitted from corporations, municipalities, and other government entities.
Sounds like it's a good way for private entities to get tax breaks with the use of our lands. And so hopefully that brings us some very cool things to town.
All right. Now with that, if there's not any more questions, I'll take a motion.
I'll move that we take action to release requests for information on land parcels 304-6608R, 304-6608E, 304-6608B.
Second.
I have a first and second. All in favor? Ken says aye.
Jennifer,
Aye.
Samantha,
Aye.
Courtney,
Aye.
and Bill.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, that's good for information item or for action items. Now, information items. We have a presentation of the summary for the 2019-20 year to date through April 30th. Crystal.
Yeah, President Bragg, members of the governing board, this is the financial summary through April 30th of 2020. And it is color coded for purposes of displaying whether or not the funds are highly restricted. Yellow is somewhat restricted and green for least restricted. Let me present real quick and I'll show the public what this item looks like. And so up here at the top, you've got your budget controlled, and down below your cash controlled. Obviously, we just passed a revised budget, and so those new budget figures will be added next month. But through the end of April, these are all consistent, and we're nearing the end of the fiscal year, and I'd be happy to take any questions that you might have.
All right, if there's no questions, then thank you. Okay, that moves us on to personnel, and I can take this into entirety. So
I move that we take personnel in its entirety.
Second.
I have a first and second. All in favor? Ken is aye.
And Jennifer,
Aye.
Samantha,
Aye.
Courtney,
Aye.
Bill.
Aye.
Thank you.
So with that being done, that's kind of sad, but anyway, the upcoming announcements are, let's see, there's a meeting on May 19th, a special session. On June 16th, there's a study session at 4:30. I guess we're hoping to get back to normal on June 16th. July 14th is I'm sorry, what?
President Bragg, sorry to interrupt. It would be our first attempt to come back to an in-person meeting with social distancing would be May 19th.
Okay. Would that still be at noon, or would that be at 4:30 and 6?
Still at noon.
We would try to do it at noon if it's possible, I think, right? Yes, at noon.
Yeah, okay, that's just a week away, right?
Yes.
Perfect. All right. Geez, this year is gone already. All right, so there's some meetings coming up, and other than that, we have adjournment. So I will take a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn, Samantha.
I second, Courtney.
And first and second, all in favor. Ken is aye.
Jennifer?
Aye.
Samantha?
Aye.
Courtney?
Aye.
And Bill?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
All right. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you.